Hey there everybody, it's Jamie here and a very warm welcome to you all to Travel Blog Jamie. Matthew and I are currently sailing on board MSC Preziosa, and in this episode I'm going to show you around our standard inside cabin, give you the lowdown. You ready? Come on, you're coming with me. Let's do this! Location. Here's the atrium. We're located in 9206, which is towards the aft and starboard side. For point of reference, we have the aft lifts and staircases here. We're going to go left at the lift, as I always say, left at the lift. Head this way towards the aft. No more than a 1 minute walk, I would say. And here we are, 9206. We're going to insert our cruise card like so. And come on in and have a nosy. MSC Preziosa is a Fantasia class cruise ship and entered service in March 2013. Our cabin 9206 is located aft and starboard side. With passenger cabins directly above and below us, this was a great quiet location. It's also close to stairs and elevators. As always, Jamie's in the corner to give you a sense of size, space, perspective. It's not the widest entrance I've ever seen in my life, but it's acceptable. Now then, as soon as you come in, you're going to need to place an old card in this slot to illuminate. You want some electricity after all, don't you? Alrighty, let's check out the bedroom area first. And of note, I would suggest for a standard inside cabin, the floor space in front of the bed is actually very positive. And you know that's important to me, don't you? The other thing of note is I quite like this colour scheme. You see a few splashes of blue here or there. What are we going to call that? Sort of a denim blue. And it really lifts what is a standard cabin like this. Not to mention the large mirror on the back wall, which helps add to the sense of space and light. So this is configured as a double, as you can see. You can have this configured as a twin, in which case you'll have more space in the middle. Let's check out how much floor space there is around the bed. I've had worse. Hello, Cunard Queen Anne. It's a little bit tight, as you can see on this side. I think actually the space is a little more generous on the other side. Yeah, it is for some reason, a little bit. So, you know, I've got dinky little legs. You'll have to judge for yourselves whether that's going to be enough space for you. Otherwise, I would definitely recommend having the bed configured as a twin. One of the most important things to talk about, in my personal opinion, is comfort levels. Now, this mattress, I would suggest, is on the firmer side. I actually quite like that. You've also got a pillow menu, so if you want softer or firmer pillows, just mention that to your cabin attendant. I think that's lovely. We have had excellent night's sleep in here, folks. 9.5 hours last night. As with an inside cabin, once all the lights go off, it's dark, and this particular location is very quiet. We also benefit from having quiet neighbors. Thank you, everybody. Alrighty, so either side of the bed, we've got bedside lamps, units, we've got the telephone here as well, and a shelf with two decent sized drawers. There's an MSC notepad and pencil in case you want to leave a note for your cabin attendant, or indeed your partner, your friend, your loved one, whoever you're traveling with. You might want to leave some cheeky little notes around. That's what I do. And the other side of the bed, again, we have that bedside unit with drawers, lamp. There's also, I suppose I'd call this a magazine rack, and somewhere where you can actually keep the remote for the television. Speaking of which, let's have a look at the TV from this angle. Is it big enough? Is it pointing in the right direction? It's not the biggest of televisions, that's for sure. And also, and I'll show you the channels later, it's very limited indeed. It's maneuverable. Having said that, it's on brackets, and also it is pretty much in front of the bed, so you're not going to get too much of a crooked neck. And before you say to me, but Jamie, people don't go on cruises to watch films in their cabin. Well, I'm not judging anyone. What about those people who are on extra long cruises? I mean, you can't expect them to get drunk every night and maybe not have a night in with a bit of room service and a film, can you? Can you? I'd do that. And a peep at the cabin from this angle. I think it's a lovely looking cabin. I really do. I like the color scheme. I like the furnishings. And what's actually important to Matthew and I is the foot space here. When it's cramped here, I do feel quite claustrophobic in a cabin. When it's a little bit more open like this, Bob's your uncle, Petunia, your auntie. Happy days. All right, let's get down on our knees. Oh, my old knees. Now, under the bed, there is a room to store your cases. Ours is a Mahusive case, so we've had to butterfly it for it to fit. Otherwise, you're going to have space for your luggage under there, no problem. Okay, so as I said, television is indeed maneuverable. Oh my goodness me, mind me bubbles. Speaking of which, yeah, I'm a Diamond loyalty member, so we get bubbles included. Otherwise, you're gonna have to pay for those. Now, this unit here, good shelf space actually, and underneath, nice to see, we've got our mini bar fully stocked. I'll show you the prices of those items, shall I? Alrighty, well, here's a look at the menu and those prices, and please do be aware, 15% beverage gratuities are automatically added to all guests without a beverage package. Alternatively, if you want to have a few bevies in your cabin, just bring some back from the bar. It works. It's doable. You're allowed to do it. And next to that unit, we have a floor to ceiling mirror, and we love those, don't we, my darlings? We do. Oh, it's like me from funny angles. It's weird, isn't it? Of note, if you're having room service, there's plenty of space here for your tray. And over here, we've got our workstation / vanity area. It's a little bit cluttered. I suppose you could move this tray, move your ice bucket somewhere else. And also, because we're sailing from the UK, we have a kettle and tea and coffee making facilities. Otherwise, would we manage? I'm not sure we would. Now then, in terms of sockets, we have 2 US outlets here and 2 European sockets, both of which are on this desk. I'm very saddened to tell you there are no sockets or outlets either side of the bed. Boo-hoo! So make sure you bring those adapters accordingly and appropriately, and any other adverb I can think of, unsurprisingly. Good sized mirror here as well, folks. If you're doing your makeup or your hair, I think you're going to be fine. What I will say is, in terms of seating space, or I'll explain those shortly, there's just a little puff for you to sit on, all right? And that's not necessarily the most comfy of things. Some people like a back to their chair. I do. That also means you're slightly limited if you have a room service. One of you on the puff, one of you on the bed, both of you eating on the bed. Not the best scenario. We have 2 drawers here, right on. Oh my goodness gracious me. Matthew's been at the dark chocolate digestives, I can see. 2 drawers here. This one, however, not much space because, ta-da, is the plastic Arama hairdryer. And you know what's next, don't you? Well, there's certainly no stealing this hairdryer. Cable, I would say, if you sat there, is long enough. But let's see how powerful this bad boy / bad girl is. Just the 2 power settings. Setting number 1. Oh, that is a light blow, isn't it? Setting number 2. Oh, that's not bad. Not a bad blow, and quite hot as well. So if you've got quite a bush out there, my darlings, this tiny little thing might actually suit you. Risking my life for you as always, my darlings. Oh, can I just say, I love it on cruise lines where there's a card left in your cabin saying the name of your cabin attendant, steward, stewardess. I think that's really handy, and it avoids any awkwardness in terms of names, unless you can't say the name. Okay, I know you're dying to see what the bathroom situation is like. En route, we've got our AC unit. It's always on, so you're either going to have it at Arctic conditions, anywhere up to hot. You know me, I love it cold, don't I? Right, you ready for this? Are you sure? Here we go. It's the MSC Preziosa bathroom for a standard inside cabin. My first impressions were, oh, this is actually quite good floor space. Oh, check out where your legs end up on the john soon. The second thing I thought was good size shower and no clingy, no tacky, no sticky curtains. So a bonus for many of you out there, not that I care too much. And a decent amount of shelf space. Plus, we've even got cupboards underneath with shelves. So first impressions, good. But let's see how practical this really is. All right, let's check out the johns, shall we? Where are our legs gonna come to? Because you don't want them all squished up. So there you go. That's not bad, is it? Look, you could even have a little dance while you're on the toilet if you wanted to. You could do your hair, your makeup whilst you're on the toilet. Bob's your uncle, Petunia, your auntie. Thank goodness the toilet paper is directly in front to the right. Don't like it when it's behind you. As I always say, you don't want to pull a muscle when you're on the toilet, do you now? I think it looks so much neater and tidier when you've got doors on the front of these shelving areas like this. And look at the amount of space, that's great. And to the right, we have a trash can and more shelf space. So yeah, very pleased with that. Alrighty, so this is a good sized sink basin. Plenty of shelf space around it. We've got hand soap here. We always bring our own room deodorizer. This is a Christmas scent. I couldn't resist, and I'm really sorry. I know it's only October, but bite me. This is a bottle opener in case you want to have a beer whilst you're doing your business. I'm not judging anyone. Good mirror here to create that extra sense of space and light. And as you can see, we've got 3 shelves here. So doing well for storage space in this bathroom. You got your towels hanging up here and on the back wall, and the shower. You're gonna fit, I'd say 1 3/4, maybe 2 people in this glorious shower. Now, I think this may be a first for me. The main part of this shower, the main section here, is actually held in place, as you can see, by this magnetized rod. There's another one here. Look, look, look. I'll show you, and then it will pop into place. Ready? Oh! Now, we think the reason for this is if you're having a shower, then the extractor fan obviously is going to suck up all that steam, all that moisture. However, when you finish your shower, because the bathroom, maybe even part of the cabin, will have some of that moisture still, the idea is that this vent can then absorb, suck up all the rest of it. Quite clever, really. Alrighty, now in the shower, we've got 2 shelves for your amenities. And over here, we have Med by MSC Fragrance. We've got shampoo here and shower gel. What I will say is the scents are pretty non-existent. So personally, I would be bringing my own shampoo, conditioner, shower gel, etc. Now, this may not look much, but wowzers, it's powerful, and blimey, you can have that hot if you want. I know some of you would never forgive me if I want to show you the washing line in the shower. Go on, dry your shorts, your bikinis, your knickers. Enjoy that, won't you? And a look at the bathroom from this angle. I don't think this is bad at all. What do you reckon? By the way, on MSC, if you need your towels replaced, they ask that you leave them in the sink basin rather than on the floor. Didn't know that before. Lastly, 2 hooks here on the back of the door, which you know I appreciate. Easy access to your towels once you finish showering. Okay, let's check out more of the storage space. This is where I think some of you may just have to be a bit more frugal when it comes to packing, although MSC is a very casual cruise line. So whilst there is one gala night, there's certainly no expectation that you dress up in your finest. So here is your main hanging space. So we've got shelves up here with our life vests. You could, I suppose, pop them under your bed if you wanted, as long as you can gain easy access to them. Here's your hanging space. For some of you, you'll say that's not enough for you, and I'm sorry about that. And obviously down here, floor space for your shoes, etc. There is a small rack here where I suppose you could hang ties, belts, knickers, bras, whatever you want. But that really is it for hanging space. Now, Matthew and I don't have a problem when it comes to storage for this 1-week cruise. If we were here for 2 weeks, we'd probably utilize our packing cubes a little bit better. As you can see, we do have 2 more good sized shelves up here. You've got your in-room safe, and look, 6 drawers here, which I think is actually very good. You could, if you've got packing cubes, just pop all of your items in there without any issues whatsoever, and easy access. You don't actually get drawers in some of the modern day cruise ships, bearing in mind this one is now 11 years old, so we do like that. I repeat, I reiterate, that's your storage space along with these 2 drawers here and 4 in total either side of the bed. Of course, you've also got storage space under your bed as well, and all those shelves in the bathroom for your amenities. Is it going to be enough for you? Only you can decide. Or you'll need to be a bit more frugal. Or have your washing done. Oh, let's talk about that. Well, my darlings, there are no laundrettes on board. I repeat, no laundrettes. So if you want your washing done, you're going to need to use this laundry service. Already, we have all our items to the left in various languages. Of course, this is a truly international cruise line. And the prices there. You can see the first column is for dry cleaning and ironing. The second is for washing and ironing. The third is if you just want your garments ironed, and those prices. I'm not really sure if that's good value or not because I don't use these services. Only you can answer that question. It wasn't a question actually, was it? It was more of a thought. For your glorious information, my darlings, well, when you arrive into your cabin, you'll receive a beautiful orange towel per person traveling. Now then, these are what you're going to use for the pools and beach if you are lucky enough to be heading somewhere warm. But be aware, don't leave them out and about because as you can see, you will be charged 30 euros if you haven't left them in your cabin at the end of your cruise. Dun, dun, dun. If you need these changed, just pop them in your sinks in your bathroom. Unfortunately, there's not a huge amount to discuss when it comes to this television because there's not really many channels of use. You've got your bridge cam, which of course when you're in an inside cabin is helpful to have a look at the sea conditions and the weather conditions. Otherwise, it's a series of safety channels and news channels in various languages. That is it. And lastly, let's check out room service availability. All right, let's start with the most important meal of the day, apparently, breakfast. Now then, depending on what kind of cruise package you purchased, for example, we are Bella Experience guests, meaning we spent less than everybody else. We're the cheapskates. Will depend on whether or not you need to pay a €4 trade charge to have breakfast delivered. So as you can see, you have a range of hot beverage, juices, yogurts, different types of spreads and cereals. I love that word, spreads. Pastries and breads. And can I just say, MSC bake fresh bread like no other. Correct, no hot dishes there, but at least hot drinks. And you can have breakfast delivered anytime between 7:30 a.m. and 10 a.m. And let's show you the hot food offerings. Let's scan this QR code. Place your bets, orders. Just dial 999. As you'll have seen, it's €5 for one dish and €7 for 2 dishes. It's not the most extensive of menus I've seen. However, pizza delivery all the bloody way. Oh yes. And those all-important reflections staying in a cabin like this, all the pros and cons. Well, this particular cabin 9206, is located in a quiet area of the ship. Yay! An inside cabin is going to be nice and dark at night, helping you get a good night's rest. We paid just a little over £500 per person for a week's cruise on MSC Preziosa and staying in this inside cabin, which we think is excellent value for money. We like the colour scheme, the furniture in this cabin. The floor space is decent for a standard inside cabin. As you've seen, the bathroom, a very good bright space. While storage space is not a problem for Matthew and I know some of you like to travel with more luggage. My recommendation would be to either travel more frugally, or you could even pack a separate suitcase, let's say for week 2, pop it under one of the beds, and then do a changeover of your clothes halfway through your cruise. Unlike the newer MSC ships, there's nothing to be seen on that television apart from a bridge cam and some news. Sorry about that if you like watching TV and films whilst you're cruising. Sorry, not my fault, I didn't design it. Of course, the big question is, would you stay in a cabin like this? Drop your comments below, I'd love to hear from you. Oh, and whilst we're talking value for money, did you know there's an evening turn down service on board MSC? That's right, your cabin attendant will be in the evening to refresh your towels, give things a wipe down, turn down your bed, change the lighting, and post any details of changes to the hour if it needs to go forward or back, and any other events taking place. Awesome. And next time on Travel Blog Jamie, the whole MSC experience. I'll show you the check-in and boarding process at Southampton. First impressions of our standard inside cabin and the ship generally, how we like to spend the first few hours on board, MSC's muster drill process, is the food on board as mixed as people say online, every single meal reviewed, including specialty dining at the Butcher's Cut. I'll show you all the facilities and venues on board, including what you could get up to during a sea day. And since this is vlogging Travel Blog Jamie style, you'll be experiencing everything with us exactly as we experience it on board. Find out all the details about the onboard spa and why we didn't really take to it. We'll show you how to navigate every port on this cruise without having to take a single excursion. Come with us as we explore Hamburg, one of our favourite cities, Rotterdam, the cheap route from Zeebrugge to Bruges, a quick look around Le Havre before heading to Honfleur. MSC's disembarkation process, one last night on board MSC Preziosa, and those final reflections on our 1 week cruise. As always, thanks for your support. Are we at 33,000 subscribers yet? Must be near. Today's shoutouts go to my tiers 3, 4 and 5 patrons. And yes, you are correct. You too could become a patron. Just search patreon.com/travelblogjamie. For your personalized video messages, just search cameo.com/travelblogjamie. It really is as easy as that. And don't forget, we can follow each other on Facebook, Jamie W. Robbins, X, Threads and Instagram at Travel Blog Jamie, and of course, right here, right now on YouTube.